Good afternoon, I'm Meteorologist John Dissauer. Thanks for checking out my blog, New at Dissauer. It is Sunday, April 3rd, a little before 6 o'clock, about 5:45 or so. I wanted to update you as to what's going on. It has been a very, very windy day across the midsection of the country. Here specifically in the KFVS viewing area, which includes southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, and northwestern Tennessee. Winds have been gusting pretty good all afternoon. These are peak wind gusts from this afternoon from some of the area airports, and I've seen wind gusts of 52 miles per hour in Carbondale and Marion, 49 mile per hour gusts in Mount Vernon, 48 mile per hour gusts in Cape Girardeau, and 43 mile per hour gusts in Farmington. Generally, everybody else has been in the 30s to lower 40s, so it's again been a very windy day. Dangerous to be out on the lakes and to be doing any burning, just not a good idea at all. Wind gusts as of 5 o'clock are still in the 40 mile per hour range across much of the area. A little lower down towards Murray and Martin, Tennessee, and for that matter, Paducah. But the winds will continue to stay up tonight. That's a look at sustained winds. Here's our forecast animation from our Precision Cast with the 18Z RPM computer model run. And it's doing a pretty good job with the winds today. You'll see as we go through the nighttime hours, the winds continue to stay up, upwards of 35 miles per hour in Portageville by 12:30 is what it's indicating. Wouldn't be surprised if we get some gusts to over 40 miles per hour still at that hour. So if you hear the winds tonight rustling things around, this is the reason why, or this is what the sound is you're hearing. And you'll see as we go through tomorrow morning, winds continue to stay up. But notice how they begin to drop off towards Farmington. That's about the area where we're expecting a cold front to start to move through. So ahead of the front, the winds really stay up in the 20 mile per hour range. Behind it, they drop off and eventually shift around from the south-southwest to around to the northwest and eventually to the north. That being said, it's still going to be windy tomorrow. I'm forecasting 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with a few higher gusts, but it won't be as windy as it has been today. Take a look at temperatures. 77 right now in Cape. We hit 79. We may have hit 80 degrees once we get the inter-hourly data in. But take a look at St. Louis. It is currently 90 degrees. That's right, 90 degrees in St. Louis today, 89 in Columbia, 89 right now in Kansas City. Last hour they were 90. Even Fort Smith, Arkansas coming in at 91. So well above forecast highs towards the St. Louis area today. Very hot and maybe even feeling a little on the humid side, very windy there as well. Not too much going on right now in the satellite and radar composite. That being said, the Storm Prediction Center is watching an area across northwestern Missouri, northeast Kansas, southeastern Nebraska, and southern Iowa. They are expecting a watch to be issued here probably in the next couple of hours, most likely a tornado watch, for a line of storms that everybody's expecting to develop later on tonight. You can see this on Precision Cast. Excuse me. 9 o'clock tonight, the line is just forming around the Kansas City area. This is, by the way, is the 18Z run of our 4-kilometer RPM model. Here is a thin line of storms coming through by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll go ahead and take you through the rest of the morning into the afternoon. Here we go by noon. It's got the line from roughly Evansville to Paducah to Caruthersville, Missouri. And then you'll watch or notice down towards the Boot Hill a little wave of energy come up and develop some discrete cells along the line across western Kentucky pushing eastward. The one thing that could happen tomorrow, I think the threat for severe weather for the northern half of the area, well, I should say the northwestern third of the area. Let me see if I can draw a line here. So generally north of this area, so in here, is relatively limited. It's coming through at a good time to keep the severe weather threat down. There's a lot of wind that's working with this, but I'm not buying all the instability just yet. If this thing stalls by 5 to 6 hours, then we could be dealing with a lot of severe weather across the area. Now that being said, it's going to also give time for western Kentucky, northwest Tennessee, and southeastern Illinois to destabilize a little bit, because it won't be moving through until around the noon hour, if not early afternoon. So that's going to allow for the possibility then of some storms coming through the area. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on tomorrow. The main threat, I think, is damaging winds with this line going through, although by early afternoon across western Kentucky, a couple isolated tornadoes is definitely not out of the question. Once this line moves through, temperatures will really begin to drop outside. Before I get to that, though, let's talk about what the Storm Prediction Center has. Slight risk for severe weather for the counties shaded in yellow through 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then from 7 o'clock on, you can see where that line is at. And that's pretty much how the Precision Cast has got that line at 7 a.m., roughly through Cape Girardeau about that time. Now I mentioned temperatures. These aren't so much lows for tonight. These are 7 a.m. temperatures, where I think will be in the 60s to upper 60s. Notice the cutoff, though, between Farmington and Rolla. There will be a sharp cutoff in temperatures, or a sharp drop as that line moves through with the front coming in behind it. Here we are at 3 o'clock, or at least where I think temperatures will be by 3 p.m. We're talking upper 40s across to our northwest, to lower 60s where the colder air is still moving through into western Kentucky and northwestern Tennessee. So on those northerly winds, temperatures really begin to drop. You'll see over the next several days, we've got windy conditions for tomorrow, then we slowly warm back up to the upper 60s by Wednesday, and beyond that we could be back up to 80 degrees by the end of next week, with another chance for storms Saturday and Sunday of next weekend. So that is the latest from here. If you've got a NOAA weather radio, turn them on tonight. Not a bad idea, especially if you live over in northwestern counties in southeast Missouri and in southern Illinois, because we may be dealing with some warnings and watches issued during the early morning hours. That's the latest from here. Hope you have a great afternoon, and now I guess almost a Sunday evening, and I will talk to you later.